Today what all I am going to discuss in this particular session. I am going to discuss from October 1st to October 13th what are all the important events which happened with respect to current affairs like Nilgiri Tar or with respect to IMEC. So these all things I will be discussing in this particular session. With that, how to read newspaper and how much current affairs is important, how to prepare current affairs, and my plans for prelims also, prelims 2024 also I will be discussing in this particular session. So first coming to the current affairs, first one, it's about one public interest litigation was being filed. What is public interest litigation? There was a Supreme Court judge, Chief Justice of India, who is called as P.N. Bhagavati. He is called as P.N. Bhagavati. He is inclusive, he is downtrodden, he is so much person who thinks about the poorest of the poor. So he understood one thing when he was a Supreme Court Chief Justice of India, P.N. Bhagavati. He thought that we are located somewhere in Delhi. So a poorest of the poor person, a person who is from economically backward, a person who is from socially backwardness, a person who is in rural area, if he want to file a petition in Supreme Court, how he can come? A person who is living in Kanyakumari, going to a Delhi is a very big task. A person who is living in Arunachal Pradesh, going to a Delhi is a very big task. A person who is living in Konkan villages in Goa, going to a Delhi is very... So in several parts of India, reaching to Delhi to file a petition itself is a tougher task, costly task. So how a rural person will file a petition in Supreme Court of India? This had touched him. So he came up with a innovation called as public interest litigation. What is this? If any petition want to be filed which is going to impact public at the large, understand this. If any issue is going to impact the public at the large, so for that no need to come to the Supreme Court to file a petition. A simple postcard is enough to file a petition. That postcard we will be accepting it as a complaint. That particular acceptance of any letter, postcard or anything as a complaint, as a petition by Supreme Court, that particular petition is called as public interest litigation, which is a innovation of P.N. Bhagavati, a Supreme Court CGI. In 1980s, this concept was evolved. Sir, what is that, sir? Means public at a large getting impacted means what? For example, I will tell you. One state government is or one private company is going for deforestation for the sake of mining. In a hill, they found reserves. For example, aluminium reserves. So without the permission of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they are doing deforestation of the hill and they started doing mining by manipulating local officials. By paying bribe, by manipulating the local officials, they are going for deforestation. Not only that, the tribal people who are living on that particular forest were being displaced. So public at a large got impacted. When the public at a large got impacted, so there is no requirement of an aggrieved person. Means if I am a person who got impacted negatively, so no need for an aggrieved person. Any citizen of the country who is having sympathy, who want to give justice to them, they can just write a letter, they can just write a postcard. That postcard will be taken as a complaint, will be taken as a petition, will be taken as a litigation. That particular petition is called as public interest litigation. So why I am telling this? Recently, Supreme Court of India didn't accepted public interest litigation on EVMs. What is EVMs? Electronic voting machines. So earlier we used to have ballot papers. What is that in ballot papers? For which political party we want to vote, there will be the symbol. Just I will be beating my symbol or my stamp and I will be folding and I will be putting in that particular box. That is called as ballot paper elections were being conducted. But recently what type of elections we are participating? We are participating in those elections where there will be electronic voting machine. I will choose the political party which I want to vote. There will be the symbol. I will go to that particular political party name and symbol. I will press my button. It will be recorded. Hence, when they are going to calculate, they will automatically electronic device. So, how many flowers are there? Those many votes. How many hands are there? Those many votes. How many cars are there? Those many votes. How many fans are there? Those many. In that way, the number calculation will be happening. So, here one public interest litigation was being filed such that whether the code, we have to give the source code, no? Like a code we have to give. Why? Because it is an electronic device. The source code means how it is functioning. For that, I have to give a program. So the program which is given to the electronic voting machine is whether authentic source code, whether that program is really neutral source code, or the program which is given or the source code which is given to that electronic voting machine is any errorless, or when any error is there, so there need for an audit. So a public interest litigation was been filed to check all the source codes of all the electronic voting machine. Why? Because I can manipulate it. If any button is pressed, if the EVM takes as a flower, if any button is pressed, if the EVM is taking as a hand, then it is a danger for the democracy. So whether that particular EVM is working properly or not, so one audit committee was been there is a necessity to form an audit committee to check the electronic voting machine. For that, in Supreme Court, one public interest litigation was been filed. It was been considered as very important, but Supreme Court rejected it. Supreme Court told that if we are going to audit the source code which is given to EVM, then 100% it will create a trust deficit among the people. It will create a trust deficit among the people, and the people will not trust the voting pattern which happened up to now. Then the people will not accept, or people will not trust the voting pattern which happened now. So it will be an antithetical to the democracy. So let us not go for any audit of electronic voting machine. Because of this reason, it is in the Supreme Court declined to entertain a writ petition seeking an independent audit of the source code governing the entire electronic voting machine systems. Electronic voting machine in India, the Indian electronic voting machine was developed in 1989 by Election Commission of India in collaboration with Bharat Electronics Limited, Electronics Corporation of India Limited. So Election Commission of India gave the contract to two public sector undertakings. One public sector undertaking is called as Bharat Electronics Limited, another public sector undertaking is called as Electronic Corporation of India Limited. These both companies came together, who Bharat Electronics Limited, which is a public sector undertaking of central government, and Electronics Corporation of India Limited, which is a public sector of central government. These both were been manufacturing what? Electronic voting machine. When it started? 1989. Some facts you have to remember. In statement wise, they might ask in prelims. Why? Because this is election year. This is election year, number one. Number two, the EVMs were been first used in 1982 in the by-elections of North Parawar Assembly in Kerala for limited number of polling stations. The EVMs were used for the first time in the general elections to the Assembly of Goa. See, the body first they just did it on experimental basis in 1982. Where? In Kerala. In 1989, the contract is given to whom? Bharat Electronics Limited and Electronics Corporation of India Limited. Then in 1999, what happened? For the first time, the Goa complete general elections, means central government, and state assembly elections in the Goa state assembly seats were being conducted completely by what? EVMs. So three things you have to remember. One is Bharat Electronics, why? Because election year this is. Bharat Electronics Limited plus ECIL. Plus ECIL. 1982 on experimental basis, where it happened? Parawar Assembly in Kerala. Third, when the project was being given to the BEL as well as ECIL in 1989. Fourth, so in 1999 what happened? In 1999, for the first time in the general elections as well as in the state assembly elections, where the elections were being conducted? Goa assembly elections were being conducted. In 2003, all the by-elections and state elections from 2003 onwards, complete by-elections, complete elections were being conducted through which process? So 5 factual informations you have to remember. Why? Because election year. Election year, whatever relevant with elections you have to remember. Number 1 is what? 1982, for the first time on experimental basis, we conducted electronic voting machines in where? Kerala, in a Parawar Assembly. In 1989, the Election Commission of India, as a sole responsible for the elections, gave the contract to whom? BEL and ECIL. Number 3, 1999, for the first time, the general elections as well as state assembly elections happened completely in EVM in which state? Goa. And in 2003, for the first time, from then onwards, from 2003 then onwards, the legislative assembly elections, by-elections, all the elections were being conducted only through EVMs. This is the factual information with respect to this. So what are the advantages of using EVMs? You know, for example, when the ballot paper elections were been happening, it used to take minimum 3 days to give the result. Minimum 3 days to give the results. So why so much of time? See, now also, now once upon a time when I was writing, UPSC used to give the result in 2 months for prelims results. Now 2023 they gave us in 17 days. So quicker e-governance, electronic governance, quicker response, quicker result. So faster the result. What will happen in electronic voting machine? The results can be given in minimum 3 hours and maximum 5 hours. Number one. Number two, when the ballot papers were been there, for every polling booth there is nearly 200 to 300 ballot boxes. Now for every polling booth nearly 50 electronic voting machines are sufficient, and 50 electronic voting machines we can keep as a line. So 4-5 strong rooms is enough for one constituency. 4-5 strong rooms are enough to keep the EVMs. But for one constituency earlier, for one constituency ballot papers, I used to hire 5 to 6 buildings. 5 to 6 buildings means cost, security, safety, so many problems will be there. These all problems were been addressed by whom? EVMs, electronic voting machines. Hence, going with electronic voting machines is a positive step which is taken by the government of India, and it is not new to India. Already all the European countries are following this electronic voting machines. So factual information is what? 1982 on experimental basis happened in Paravur constituency in Kerala. Then in 1989 the Election Commission of India gave the order to BEL as well as ECL, and 1999 for the first time in the Goa state, the state assembly as well as the central parliament elections happened fully in EVM. From 2003 onwards we started doing all the elections. Wherever the elections are there, now the elections will happen only through EVMs. Second, this is called as Nilgiri Tar. This is called as Nilgiri Tar. It is a current affair. Nilgiri Tar. It is exclusively found in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It is exclusively found in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. What happened? So once upon a time the Nilgiri Tar was abundantly available in Tamil Nadu, as well as in Kerala. But what happened? Because of poaching, for hunting, habitation loss, so the number of Nilgiri Tars has been reduced drastically. So every year there is a body called as IUCN, which is called as International Union for Protecting the Flora and Fauna. This particular organization will give the species which are becoming extinct, which are becoming endangered, which are becoming critically endangered. So they gave a status to flora and fauna. So this flora and fauna, with the status is given by IUCN, gave endangered status to Nilgiri Tar. For the first time, means reduced, endangered, next will be critically endangered, next will be extinct. Once upon a time abundantly present. For every 1 square kilometer there was one Nilgiri Tar in Tamil Nadu, mainly in Western Ghats. Now there is no Nilgiri Tar. The Nilgiri Tar is reducing. So why it is in the news? Tamil Nadu is conducting census. Tamil Nadu state government, usually the forest, the wildlife is under the control of central government as state government, but central government will take more responsibility. But here the Tamil Nadu is taking the more responsibility and conducted census on Nilgiri Tar. So what will happen? How many Nilgiri Tars are there? Number will come near me. So for example, I got 450 Nilgiri Tars are there. Next year again I will check. If the census tell it is 350, then how many got poached? 100 got poached. So the endangered will become critically endangered. If 350 also disappeared, means the species will become extinct. So for the first time a state government took initiative for the protection of Nilgiri Tar. And not only that, after conducting census of Nilgiri Tar, it also requested Kerala government to conduct census, so that we have to protect what? Nilgiri Tar. After launching project Nilgiri Tar, last year for the conservation of the state animal, Tamil Nadu is now working on standardized protocol to count the endangered population of southern India's only mountain ungulate. The Tamil Nadu Forest Department will also propose to its Kerala counterpart to conduct a synchronized census, as the animal is only found in select habitats in 2 states. It is found only in 2 states. One is Tamil Nadu, other is Kerala. And the number is reducing and the status is endangered. So there is a necessity to protect it. So usually who will take the responsibility to protect it? Central government. But for the first time the state government has took the responsibility to protect it and started conducting census, so that they will come to know the numbers, so that they can check whether the number is reducing or increasing. Where? Tamil Nadu. And which state is also want to be participated? It is an, remember this, Nilgiri Tar. Every year minimum to minimum 2 questions will be there, that which species is endangered or critically endangered in your prelims. And how you cannot remember every animal, you can remember only those animals which are associated with current affairs, So Nilgiri Thar is a current affair. It is a endangered species and a sole Caperni species found in the tropical mountains of southern India. Some facts you have to remember. See, it is found, forget about this, tropical mountains of southern India. Tropical mountains of southern India means Western Ghats. Western Ghats also called as Shola forests. These are also called as Shola forests, which are nothing but Western Ghats, like Nilgiri Hills, Cardamom Hills. This combination is called as Shola forest. Nilgiri Hills are found in what? Tropical mountainous forests of Western Ghats, which is none other than Shola forest. Number 1. Number 2, they found mountains are there. They found in the elevations from 300 meters to 6,000 meters. From 300 meters to 2,600 meters, in this area only the Nilgiri Thar will present. We will get the question. Nilgiri Thar is available on the plains. Correct statement or wrong statement? Wrong statement. Nilgiri Thars are not present on the plains. Nilgiri Thars are present on the Western Ghats, that too on the elevation from 300 meters to 2,600 meters. They cannot come down, they cannot go up. So mountains are very important. There are 3,122 Nilgiri Thars in the wild. The Nilgiri Thar was known to inhabit a large portion of Western Ghats. Today it remains restricted to a few scattered patches in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It has become locally extinct in around 14% of its traditional Shola forest grasslands habitat. So they are present only in where? They are present only in this Shola forest. Shola forest is nothing but tropical forest in Western Ghats is called as Shola forest. This is about Nilgiri Thar. Nilgiri Thar statements. First statement, where is the Nilgiri Thar present? In Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Sometimes Karnataka also they will give. Why? Because Western Ghats are present in Karnataka, the Western Ghats are present in Kerala, the Western Ghats are present in Tamil Nadu. And obviously more amount of Western Ghats are present in Karnataka. So there is a general tendency that we may think that the Western Ghats means obviously it is Karnataka. So unique thing is that Nilgiri Thar is present in Tamil Nadu and Kerala but not in number 1 point. In which forest it is present? Shola forest. And in which distance it is present? From 300 meters to 2,600 from the sea level. Third, which species it is? Endangered species. So who conducted the census? Tamil Nadu conducted. And whom he requested? Kerala him requested. These are the points. So for any current affairs which we are discussing, in-depth analysis is also very, very important. What is that Nilgiri Thar? For example, if we discuss about Project Rhinoceros, for example, we have this cheetah now, Project Cheetah. What is this Project Cheetah? Asian cheetahs became extinct. Asian cheetahs once upon a time abundantly present in Indian subcontinent. But Asian cheetahs became extinct. So what the Narendra Modi government did, so he want to breed, or India want to breed the cheetahs again. So what we did, we went to Namibia, into the Africa, and we bought African cheetahs. 6 African cheetahs we bought, and we left it in Kana National Park. We left in Kana National Park. So that we will breed it, so that we don't have Asian cheetahs, but we will have African cheetahs. We don't have Asian cheetahs, but we will have African cheetahs. So that the cheetahs which became extinct, we will have cheetahs. It might be we took it from other, but in India we will be having it. So what is that project name called as? Project Cheetah. So in that way it is not a current affair right now. So in that way, what is the current affair? We have to do in detail. Next point, very important. In G20 summit, the G20 summit which was been recently held in Delhi. In the G20 summit, 8 countries had signed an agreement. 8 countries had signed an agreement. What is that agreement? What is that agreement? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, which is nothing but India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. From India, it will be reaching to the Middle East. Middle East means Syria, Israel, now bombing is happening. Israel, Syria, Riyadh, and to the Europe. In Europe, France, Greece, Germany. So from here to here, we are constructing a connectivity. How? Through rail route, through road route, through shipping, through sea route. So anyhow air route is there. Other than air route, we are having a connectivity with Europe and India. So what will happen? Up to now I was been round tripping it and going here. Round tripping, coming across, moving across Africa and going here. If I have a direct route, it will be easy for me. So for that purpose, our Indian government had proposed this IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So what is this? This is nothing but a connectivity. Through what? Rail route, road route as well as sea route. So that the trade will be developed. The excess expenses we are doing in doing trade will be reduced. Why? Because we are going to have a direct trade. That is the benefit of IMEC. The India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor project was signed at the G20 summit in New Delhi and holds significant geopolitical and economic implications for India. Remember this. It was been signed immediately by 8 countries. 8 countries then and there they signed this IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. What are those 8 countries? India signed it, US signed it, Saudi Arabia signed it, UAE signed it, European Union signed it, Italy signed it, France signed it. And who are the signatories to IMEC? G7, G20, United Nations organizations, these are all old. So what are the new things which are coming up in international organizations is important, or new routes which are establishing, the new economic corridors which are establishing is important. So IMEC is one such thing. So who are the signatories to it? India, USA, Saudi Arabia, European Union, UAE, Italy, France and Germany. These are the 8 countries signatories to it. It is nothing but ensuring the connectivity through rail, road, and it will consist of rail, road, ship to rail and road transport routes extending across 2 corridors, east connecting India to Arabian Gulf and north connecting Gulf to Europe. Yes or no? This side east side and this side north side. Means this is center point actually. For this east side is who? India. East side connectivity. This is center point. For this north side is what? Europe. So north connectivity and east connectivity. It's not from India side. The center point is UAE, Saudi Arabia. So from Saudi Arabia's east is India. For Saudi Arabia, north is European Union. So in that way, the connectivity will be established. Some facts. Apart from rail and shipment options, IMS would also offer what? Rail. What are parts of it? Rail, road, sea route, plus electricity cable, plus internet data cables, plus oil and natural gas. So through this, what I am going to do? 6 I am going to develop. Which of the following is not developed under IMEC? Which of the following is not developed from IMEC? What are developed? Rail, road, sea, electricity, gas and hydrogen pipelines, and the proposed IMEC will consist of railroad, ship to rail network, road transport routes extending across 2 corridors. One is east corridor connecting India to the Arabian Gulf, and north corridor will also include electricity cable, hydrogen pipeline and high speed electricity, oil connectivity and data cable, internet, broadband connection, broadband connectivity, plus rail, road and sea. These are the 6 things which will be done by little bit more information. So the connector point is what? Mumbai. It starts from Mumbai. From Mumbai, the original connector Navi Mumbai. What all ports will be connected? From Navi Mumbai, Mundra Port Gujarat, Kandla Port Gujarat, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust Mumbai. These are the 4 connectivities of India. Middle East, Fuzeri, Jebel Ali and Abu Dhabi in the UAE, and Dammam, Ras Al Khair in Saudi Arabia. Railway line will connect Fuzeri Port and Haifa Port, Israel, via Saudi. Al Kufayafat and Harda and Jordan, Israel Haifa Port. Europe, Piraeus Port in Greece, Messina in southern Italy and in France. So, in spite of this, so what are the 8 countries which are part of it? Number 1, India, US, Saudi Arabia. Now you should get a doubt. Sir, US is not part of it. US is nowhere it is connected. Then how US is funding it? US is funding it. So, US is also part of it. For that, what it will do? Like toll tax. They will collect toll tax. Someone should invest. No. So, the investor is from USA. So, India, US, UAE, Saudi Arabia, European Union, France, Italy and Germany. Next, you know, very much in news after Mars mission. After Mars mission, Chandrayaan mission, after Chandrayaan 3, we have very much in news which is called as Aditya L1. What is this Aditya L1? Before that, in 2016, what happened I will tell you. There will be 2 types of satellites. There will be 2 types of satellite. This is Earth. For Earth, there will be orbits. These orbits will provide proper gravitational pull. So, we have to take our satellite and we will put on to the orbit. So, they stay stable. Why? Because that is our orbits. The significance of orbit is it will have a gravitational pull and push. So, it will be stable. Those stable areas are called as orbits, which we identify and we take our satellite and we will put there. So, satellites can be of 2 types. One satellite will be looking Earth, another satellite will be looking space. So, up to 2016 we were been having only satellites which were been looking Earth. What would be the function? Weather controller, disaster controller, weather forecasting, floods or mining. These all things used to be done by these satellites when it is looking at Earth. But for the first time in 2016, we made our satellite to look space, which is astronomy. That is the reason it is called as AstroSat. In 2016, for the first time, first satellite was been placed in the orbit to study the space, not sun, to study the space, hence called as AstroSat. Then after 7 to 8 years, we created one more satellite which will be looking the space but exclusively sun. The other name for sun is Aditya, hence it is called as Aditya L1. So, how many satellites we are having which is looking into the space as of now? 2 satellites. One is AstroSat 1, other is Aditya L1. Remaining all satellites are looking Earth. For what purpose? For weather forecasting, for mining, for disaster forecasting, etc., etc. Aditya L1 is the first space-based observatory class Indian solar mission. With respect to solar mission, to study the sun from a substantial distance of 1.5 million kilometers, it will take approximately 125 days to reach the L1 point. It didn't reach it. Aditya L1 is called as ISRO's second astronomy observatory class mission after AstroSat, 2015, not 16, 2015. What it is called as AstroSat, and now it is called as Aditya. The mission's journey is notably shortest than India's previous Mars orbiter mission. The spacecraft is planned to be placed in the hollow orbit around the Lagrangian point on the Sun's Earth system. So, the major function is that the mission aims to provide valuable insights into the solar corona. What it is going to study? It is going to study the solar corona, the photosphere, the solar corona, the photosphere, the chromosphere, and what it is going to study? Number 1, solar corona, the central part of the sun is called as solar corona. Solar corona, photosphere, outer, photosphere, chromosphere and solar winds. The primary objective of Aditya is to gain a deeper understanding of the sun's behavior, including its radiation, heat, particulate flow and magnetic field and how they impact the Earth. So, everything about the sun will be studied by, everything about the space is studied earlier in 2015 by AstroSat. These are the only 2 satellites which are looking at the space, and remaining all satellites. Remaining how many satellites are there? All are looking simple. Satellite is nothing, it will go. If it this side, space observatory. If this side, Earth observatory. Bihar, say beautiful waterfalls we have. Bihar, up to now, only single tiger reserve we have. That much big Bihar. Only single tiger reserve we have, which is called as Valmiki Tiger Reserve. But recently another tiger reserve was been added to the state called as Bihar. Any tiger reserve got recognition or any sanctuary became Kaimur sanctuary is going to become tiger reserve now. If any sanctuary is becoming tiger reserve or any sanctuary is becoming national park, you have to remember for your prelims. So Kaimur sanctuary is going to become tiger reserve, and that tiger reserve is going to be the second tiger reserve of the Valmiki tiger reserve is the only tiger reserve as of now in Bihar, which forms the easternmost extent of the Himalayan Terai forests in India, in Gangetic plains, biographic region. The vegetation of this tiger reserve is combination of Babar and Terai regions. Tiger census, the number of tigers in Valmiki tiger reserve is 32. Good, the number is more. Valmiki tiger reserve, where it is located earlier? Bihar, now also Bihar, but only one tiger reserve was there. Now one more tiger reserve is added to it. What is that name called as? This Kaimur Wildlife Sanctuary will be renamed as Kaimur Tiger. This is about. So what I want to tell you, so when you are reading something, when you are reading newspaper, so if any new thing happened, like a tiger reserve was identified, a national park is identified, what is this? I will tell you. Wildlife sanctuary is not that much serious. In wildlife sanctuary, human interference is allowed. Man can freely move in wildlife sanctuary. Regulations for wildlife sanctuary is not that much serious. But if it is national park and tiger reserve, there will be core area, there will be buffer area. In core area, man interference is not allowed. People are not allowed into it, means huge conservation. But wildlife sanctuary anywhere, people are allowed. So people can enter into it. So there is a chance of exploitation. But in national park and tiger reserve, in the core area, the people are not allowed. Only in the buffer area, the people are allowed. So if anyone enter into the core area, what will they will be punished. So what does it mean? More protection, more conservation. So if any sanctuary is getting an identity of national park or tiger reserve, then it is more protected, more conserved or less. Then what is the difference between national park and tiger reserve? Exclusive tigers. National park, any wildlife. So exclusive focus will be on tiger. Elephant corridors, exclusive focus will be on elephants. National park, all the species. Again, there is an issue of Kaveri. Kaveri Water Management Authority. This is a classic example. The conflict between the two states. Conflicts between the two states like Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Long lasting conflict between any two states. The best example is Kaveri river water dispute. No other states in India have such dispute. Only we have disputes with Indus water. But that is not between the two states, but it is between the two nations, Pakistan and India. But in India, such a water dispute, if it is present, means it is only Kaveri river water dispute. So you have to know about its topography. So Kaveri river water is somewhere started. The origin point is Madikeri, a temple. From there, the Kaveri river started flowing from Karnataka. It is coming down, Krishna Raja Sagar, it is coming down, it is coming down, it is coming down, and here there is border, Tamil Nadu. Now the concern is, every time there is a concern, they will stop the water here, they will construct anicut here, they will stop the water here, or they will construct an anicut here. When they stop the anicut, what will happen? The water will come and stop. Then who will dry? Tamil Nadu will dry. This is a delta region, see the delta, big delta. So if the water is stopped here, who will dry? Tamil Nadu will dry. If the water is not allowed from Karnataka into Tamil Nadu, complete Tamil Nadu agriculture fields will become dry. Why? Because 60% of agriculture production which is happening in Tamil Nadu is because of Kaveri river water. But unfortunately, the Kaveri river water upper lands is in which state? Karnataka. Lower lands is in which state? Tamil Nadu. When it is flowing from upper land to lower land, the existence of lower land depends upon the mercy of upper land. If my house is here, if your house is inside, if any guest want to come, I should open the gate. So it depends upon my attitude. At what time, how I will be there. Same like water. If the water go inside, who should allow? The gatekeeper should allow. So gatekeeper of Kaveri is who? And the dispute is continuing. Recently also, that Siddhartha hero, he was conducting a promotion of his movie. A promotion, he was been stopped telling that a Tamilian, why you are talking here. A Tamilian means, it's not because of that. These all conflicts is mainly because of the river called as. A lot of conflicts happened. Nearly 500 people were being killed once upon a time because of water sharing between Tamil Nadu and Why it is current affair? Now, Kaveri dispute. Kaveri Water Management Authority upholds panel's decision of the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee asking Karnataka to release 3000 cubic feet per second to Tamil Nadu till October. So today is 14. So till tomorrow they are going to get the water. So another decision should come. Then again the water will be released from Monday. Kaveri river is the state's largest river flowing from Talakaveri in the Brahmagiri hills of Karnataka's western Ghats. It is known as Dakshina Ganga, the Ganges of the south, and is regarded as one of the India's holiest. The source of the Kaveri river is a popular pilgrimage tourism destination in Coorg, which is located in the Brahmagiri hills, which is called as Madikeri. The tributaries of the Kaveri include important. So river, so much current affair, every time current affair. So what are the tributaries? Tributaries means if this is a river, Kabini is a tributary, Krishna Raja is a tributary. So for the big river, the small rivers which are joining are called as tributaries. So the tributaries of Kaveri include Harangi, Himavati, 1, 2, again then Himavati originate in western Ghats, joins the river Kaveri near Harangi. Hemavati origin in western Ghats, join the river Kaveri near Krishnaraja Sagara, joins Lakshmana Tirtha. Kabini originates in Kerala and flows eastwards and joins the Kaveri at Tirumakudal, Narsipuram, Shimsha, Arkavati, Suvarnavati, or Honnuhol, another name for it. Bhavani, Lokapavani, Noyal, Amaravati. These all are what? Some famous rivers will be there like Ganges, Brahmaputra, Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri, this big Narmada, these big rivers, tributaries you have to remember. So what are the tributaries starting with H? Harangi, Himavati. And third is what? Lakshmana Tirtha. Fourth is what? Kabini. And the fifth is what? Shimsha. Sixth is what? Arkavati. S is what? Suvarnavati or Honnuholi. In Tamil Nadu it is called as Suvarnavati, and in Karnataka it is called as Honnuholi. Same only, but in different state, different names. Suvarnavati, Bhavani, Lokapavani, Noyal, and how many are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is recognized by central government as Suvarnavati, so hence it is Suvarnavati only. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So some mnemonic you have to keep and you have to remember for it. This is about the most important current affairs of the last 1 week. And now I will tell you how to use the current affairs. I will tell you, at least from now, whenever you are reading newspaper, I will tell you, categorize only 1 hour or 1.5 hour. Maximum 1.5 hour, minimum 1 hour for reading the newspaper. How to identify the important topics? First, for that you have to remember the syllabus. First to identify, first you have to remember the syllabus. So we will remember the syllabus. Mains syllabus only we have to remember. GS1, Indian geography, physical geography. There is no world geography in mains. Indian geography, physical geography, Indian society, history also. History also we have modern India, art and culture, world history. No ancient and medieval in mains. Ancient and medieval is there in prelims. Modern India, art and culture, and world history is there in mains. World history is only to mains. Then GS2, Indian polity, Indian governance, international relations. Then GS3, Indian economy, science and technology, internal security, disaster management. Now you remember the topics. Ethics. Any examples? Now we will open it. I am telling you, you have to remember. For example, this Israel tells Palestinians to leave northern Gaza. Not required. Don't read about Israel now. Cinema will end within 15 days. Within 15 days, the episode will come to an end. So at that time, you read the conclusion. Only summary. Now, if you daily read also, you will confuse. Why? Because tomorrow one twist will be there. So twist, confusion. Compulsory, this war is going to come to an end. Why? Because world will not keep quiet. This is not olden days. If killings is happening, some compulsory UNO or something will happen and they will stop. So there will be a conclusion at last point, 15th day. That conclusion only you have to read. So no need to read about Israel and Palestine. Goods exposed down by August trade, nothing. Don't read second Hyderabad, we don't want. We want India. We don't want Telangana at all. We don't want South also. Why? Because we are united by nation. In editorial also. How to identify, I am telling you. The Muslim MP is a disappearing entity. The meaning is the Muslim MP is a disappearing entity. I will tell you. Means I have experience, so I can understand by the title only. You and me are not same. I cannot judge you in my lines. Muslim MP is a disappearing entity means population of Muslims are 13 to 14%. 13 to 14%, 14.2%. According to 2001 census, I am talking. According to 2011 census, not according to 2021 census. 2011 census, Muslim percentage is 14.2%. Means 14.2% MPs should be who? Muslims only. But how many Muslims are MPs? Not more than 1%. Means 545 MPs are there. 545 MPs are there. 1% means how many? 5. Whether 5 MPs are there, 2-3% is there. 15, maximum 15 MPs are there. 3% are there. But how much is their population? 14%. That is the meaning. So you can read it so that you will understand the demography of Muslims, minorities. This you can read. First article. Balancing policy, India must pressure Israel. No, Israel don't read only. A war that ends the Saudi Arabia normalization process. Vehicles that got washed away in the floods lie in the sand along the Tista river in Rangpur. The river. Glacial lake flood outburst. GLFO. A unique form of disaster which we are experiencing in Sikkim now. What is that? The glacials which were been once upon a time like a solid ice. Because of climate change, that solid ice which is called as glacials are getting melting. So water is coming down, water is coming down, water is coming down. In the valleys, the water is coming and flourishing the houses. A variety of disaster. You have to read this. The river runs over. The river is running over the people. In which state? Sikkim. So 2 articles we studied up to. Supreme Court traps Maharashtra Speaker for disregarding court order. Supreme Court to hear plea by academics against seizure of electronic devices. Srinagar Jamia Masjid shut over Palestine protests. Government misusing laws to target journalists. High Court rejects Israel tells goods export down. 20-year-old Manipur murder case. Adani Group. Terrorism for any reason is against humanity. Modi told. Terrorism for any reason is against humanity. Don't read the article. Take this quotation. Take this quotation. In your GS3, you have 4 modules. One is economy, science and technology, internal security and disaster. One question will be damn sure on terrorism. Or one essay, most probably there will be on essay also. Terrorism for any reason is against, remember that quotation. Operation Ajay, prelims point of view, partnership to make. Third article, up to now how many articles? First article is Muslims, Muslim MP. Second article is what? Sikkim, glacial lake outburst flooding, GLOF. Third, very important. Government mulls partnership to make semiconductor chips. The economy, compulsory one question will be on electronics. For example, petrol we are importing. It is inevitable. Why? Because it's our bad luck, we don't have oil reserves. Number 1. So we don't have, it's a bad luck. Number 2, gold. Also we are importing. Why? Because it's bad luck, we don't have gold reserves. That we cannot do. Why? Because it's a natural resource. Third, electronics, which we can make. It's a skill, which if I get skill, I can only make this interactive panel. I can make this laptop. I can make this mobile phone. So it's my skill that we can develop and we can manufacture by ourselves. But we are not doing. We are completely dependent upon imports. That means we are fools. So where we have to focus now? Petrol we cannot focus. Why? Because it's a bless. We cannot focus on gold. Why? Because it's a blessing. But we can focus on skill development. And where we can improve on electronics industries. That too, electronics industry means nothing but semiconductors. So anything on semiconductors you have to read. World, Hamas, Gaza. That's how many articles we got? 3 articles. So when you are reading these articles, at least read properly. We need to have one philosophy. Read less, but whenever you are reading less, read accurately, properly, perfectly. Slowly start improving your capacity. Increase, then you read more. Beginning stage, read less, properly, perfectly. It should be understandable, it should be logically correct. There should be a reason for it. In that way, you have to study the newspaper first. Second, make current affair notes, but don't make current affairs notes on date wise. What you do, you make a book. In that book, as I told you in the earlier also, again I am repeating. First 5 pages keep for agriculture. Next example, for next 5 pages you keep for disaster management. Next 5 pages you keep for, like we say, electronics industry. So whenever you are reading with respect to agriculture, MS Swaminathan died recently. So what are his contributions? You have to write agriculture essay. If a question is on agriculture and your essay written without the name of MS Swaminathan is incomplete. So in that 5 pages, whatever you are reading with respect to agriculture should be in bullet points. All the agriculture related, all disaster management related, all electronics related, all inflation related, all Israel related, all Palestine related, all IMEC, India, which is called as cooperations. All the cooperations, all the international organizations, all should be together. It should be handy so that you can do quick revision. In that way, you have to practice in the beginning I told, if you had maintained it, that is a well and good. At least if you start now, you can do properly. And I am coming with a declaration, that is 2024 prelims I am taking very personally, 2024 prelims. Why? Because the clearing of the mains is becoming little bit predictable if you have knowledge, if you have skill. By doing proper smart work, by doing proper hard work, you can, by having very good answer writing practice, you can clear. But prelims, how much ever you do, the question paper is becoming unpredictable. So that is the reason 2024 I am keeping myself as a challenge that 2024 from our Super 50, 5.0, 4.0, 3.0 and 2.0, mainly from the Super 50, at least from this 50 students, 50, overall it should be 50 students should clear the prelims. It's a big number. Why? Because everyone will not be serious. If you clear prelims, compulsory you will clear mains also. That is my proper plan for 2024 prelims, and exactly what is the approach. By November 15th I will come. Why? Because we will plan for it from December onwards. From December 1st onwards, we will be planning for complete prelims approach for 2024. For that, what you have to do, by December 31st, maximum, all the conceptual clarity of Big Four, polity, economy, history, geography, you have to complete. UPSC prelims I am talking about. Polity, economy, history, geography, you have to. So what will happen? We will be adding value to your preparation. So that value to the preparation will help in prelims. That value is very important. So in this way, my plan is for 2024 prelims. Okay. So apart from it, these are the very important current affairs which happened in this particular 1 week. And every Saturday we will have, when only the foreign teachers come, which are non-locals, I will give the time for them. Any doubts you can ask me. Okay. Thank you.